to the
allegiance to the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United
United
States
States
of
of
America,
America
to the
and to the
republic
republic for which
standing
it stands,
one nation
one nation
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
indivisible, with
with liberty
liberty and
and
justice
justice
for
for
all.
all. Thank you, Commissioner. Um, so,
We should wait on the remembrance because I think
yeah,
that's really important.
yeah, we will definitely do that.
The commissioner's signing back in now, Commissioner Brady.
Great.
So, by the way, this is the Franklin County Board of Commissioners general session for September 29th, 2020. And for those that are, this is a public hearing, so we kindly ask that you maintain a level of decorum as if this were a meeting in person. And for those of you that are signing in on your cell phones, if you would please remember to press *6. Hopefully, everybody has had the opportunity to correct their technical difficulties this morning. I see Commissioner Boyce has joined us. Welcome this morning, Commissioner. And he has his wonderful background, skyline of the city of Columbus. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And so we've already kept, Commissioner Boyce, we've already done the Pledge of Allegiance. So I wanted to begin today's general session by honoring our Franklin County Sheriff's Deputy, Angela Kane. As you may know, Deputy Kane was involved in an auto accident this past Friday, which tragically ended her life. And a 10-year veteran of the Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kane trained uniformed and non-uniformed staff in the corrections facility, where she won the admiration and respect of her peers. Deputy Kane lived with her parents outside of Logan, Ohio. She assisted them due to their ailing health, where she also handmade quilts for her colleagues during times of need and at the arrival of a new baby. Angie is survived by her 2 adult sons and a brother. Her funeral services will be held Friday with additional details forthcoming. Please join me in a moment of silence as we pay our final respects for the Franklin County Sheriff's Deputy, Angela Kane. Thank you, everyone. So,
Grady?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind. I would like to say something as well on that.
Certainly.
Just say, so much has been said about the role of law enforcement in society over the last 8 or 9 months. And we have tended to focus on the negative things that we see in the media of lately in particular, but often we don't get an opportunity to highlight some of the great things that they do. And in the case of Angie, here's a person who went far beyond the role and the duty of her job to support and help, to support and help other law enforcement officers. But then when you pull back the curtains and look at her life and the role she was playing in her family's life, she was simply a good person. And she was in a public service role that cost her life. And that's such a tragedy on every level. And so I really appreciate the moment of silence, because it is demonstrative of what they sacrifice for us every day, that they put themselves in harm's way, in danger, and sometimes they're even innocent bystanders of environments or situations that, if I recall, the article said that another vehicle lost control because it had a blowout or something of that nature. And so as a result, there you have it. That being said, as we talk about law enforcement, I hope going forward, we remember people like her and infuse that spirit in the bigger conversation, because it deserves to be. And her loss, while certainly a tragedy and loss for all of us, can be a part of remembering the role that they play every day in our lives. And so I appreciate the moment of silence and certainly appreciate her contribution and her families as well, their sacrifice.
I think that's really important to acknowledge that. I knew her. I had met her several times, and these officers are people and they're residents. They may live in our community, they may live near our community, but they're people that help in the communities they live in. They help their families. And we tend to forget that. But I think what you said makes a lot of difference. We need to remember that as we're talking about law enforcement generally. These are people who have lives, they have jobs that are very stressful, and we tend to lump them all together. And yeah, we need to do law enforcement reform, but we have to remember these are people with lives too, and their jobs are very stressful. So thank you for what you said.
To both my colleagues, very well put this morning. Over the last several months, we've had a lot of conversation and discussion in this community about law enforcement, and over the next month, as the city debates police reform that's on the ballot, we're going to have a serious conversation. And this week, we as Board of Commissioners are going to have a conversation about what we need to do to prepare, and what we need to do to have a conversation with our colleagues as we prepare for expected unrest post-election. As a result of whatever the election results are. There is expected unrest regardless of who wins this presidential election. There's been much conversation about unrest post-election, regardless of which presidential candidate wins the election. And so, this conversation, or this moment of silence this morning for Angie is kind of an appropriate thing as we think about what is to come and what has happened. She was clearly a wonderful person who her colleagues thought the world of, and did so much. And so sad time for her family, sad time for her colleagues, sad time for the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, but also an important time for our community, important time for the county, important time for the country as we look forward to what will likely be in the coming weeks. It is it's a sad day, and we thank Deputy Kane for her years of service to the community, for her devotion to her family, and we thank her family for sharing her with the community over the last several years. So,
and President O'Grady, in her honor, would we have the ability to lower the flags to half staff, or would we have the ability to maybe for the week in her honor, or maybe we do it on Friday for her on the funeral day of the funeral?
Administrator Wilson, can you check into that for us? I would be in favor of that if we have the authority to do something of that nature. I don't know that we've ever done it before, but
Yeah, I don't know that we have the authority, but
I will check into it, President O'Grady,
Okay.
Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Brown. I will check into it. Only instances that Unway is taking a presidential governor's declaration, but we certainly will look at every avenue to see if there's permissive authority certainly to have us reflected in some way.
Right.
I think
We
that
can-
I know
Yeah.
we've only ever done it when
I
we've
mean,
done.
If it's the Franklin County flag, we can definitely need to show respect in any way we can. We'll look at what our options are to show
Great.
respect.
Are
That's
we
a great
doing
point.
a resolution or something to give to her family? Would that be something that would be,
That will be most certainly appropriate, and will public affairs team could certainly get that done as well.
Yeah. In terms of a flag at half-staff, I only ever recall us doing it at the governor or president's order.
or the president, right?
That would be
But let's certainly look into it.
Yeah, I was just going to add too, if we can, that'd be great. And with the resolution, we could even provide the county flag to the family that we flew at half staff, if it's possible, just to let them know how much we value their service and sacrifice. So if we can, great. If we can't, then we'll have to express our means through the resolution.
Sure.
Yeah. Commissioner, there's not a precedent, but we will most certainly, I will work with Public Facilities Management and Deputy Administrator Chris Long to see how we can go about appropriately honoring Deputy Kane's memory.
Perfect.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you. All right. So if we could get a motion for the approval of the minutes of July 2, 2020, the emergency general session of June 30th, July 7th, July 14th, 2020, general sessions, the general sessions of July 7th and 14th, 2020, and the September 24th, 2020 briefing session, and the September 21, 23, and 25, 2020 administrative briefings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
And to the coroner.
Resolution number 656-20, resolution authorizing the settlement of a claim asserted by Mary West for loss of personal property in the amount of $200.
Good morning, Kara Cruikshank,
Good morning.
Director of the Franklin County Forensic Science Center, Office of the Coroner. The Franklin County Coroner's Office has negotiated with an agreement with the assistance from the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office of a settlement with the administrator for the estate of a case for the loss of a Fitbit while in our possession, valued at $200. Pending any questions, the Franklin County Coroner's Office is requesting the approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 656-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 656-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Mhm.
To the drainage engineer.
Resolution number 657-20, resolution approving a ditch maintenance petition for Heritage Estate Subdivision, Brown Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Drainage Engineer and Franklin County Engineer. I'd like to start out by saying thank you very much for the moment of silence and the positive words in regards to Deputy Kane and all law enforcement. Appreciate that very, very much. Well done by all. Thank you. Commissioners, this resolution, as stated, is for a subdivision in the northwest part of the county in Brown Township. It's along Alton and Darby Creek Road, south of Davis Road. This particular resolution states that the drainage improvements have been completed and are ready to be added to the county's drainage maintenance program. So pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no questions, I'll move for approval of 657-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 657-20 has been adopted.
And to the engineer.
Resolution number 658-20, approval of the Heritage Estate Subdivision Plat, Brown Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this is for the same subdivision known as Heritage Estates, and this particular resolution is for the final plat. It's ready for your approval and signature, and this would be one of those cases where I would suggest that you consider authorizing Clerk Dean Hendon Lang to provide your signature. However, if you would rather sign it in as yourself, that's certainly okay as well. But just in the unusual circumstances that we find, I would request that consideration. Thank you.
If there are no questions, I'll move for approval of 658-20.
Oh, second. You all know how I feel about that, so I don't have to repeat that. So, yeah, second.
I have permanently noted.
And Dean, you work with me very well on this, so we got our routine going, so we're good, Shay.
Thank you.
I prefer to sign too.
Understood. Moved and seconded. Commissioners voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 658-20 has been adopted.
Clerk Hendon Lang, I'll be down this afternoon for signatures.
Yes, sir.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 659-20. First amendment to the grant agreement with the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio to administer the Franklin County Skills Boost Program for the recently unemployed in Franklin County in the amount of $500,000. Director Schimmer.
You're on mute.
So I am. Good morning. I wanted to take one quick opportunity here because Alex Barris is going to be leaving the county, going to a national position with the Department of Transportation. And I wanted to point out just a couple of things. I know you guys know this, but Alex's work in Franklin County has been so meaningful. We go back to SmartWorks, the Infrastructure Bank, the Transportation Improvement District, the Strategic Plan, water and sewer discussions, the Magnet Fund, our response to COVID that had 17 individual resolutions associated with it. EDP prides itself on innovation. The reason we do is because of people like Alex and staff members like Josh Roth and Michael Salvador, who worked as a team to really move the ball forward. So I just wanted to wish him well. I think this will be the last time we'll get him publicly online here. But at any rate, Alex, the best to you. And thank you so much for what you've done for our community and our county. Thanks.
Here we go.
Commissioner O'Grady, I'll respond to you and just say that when I asked one of my friends if there was a Browns backers bar close to him in DC, he said, there's plenty of sad places here. So thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. And thank you, commissioners. It's been an honor to serve the public under your stewardship. So appreciate that. So today I'm joined at the virtual dais by Madison Andrews in our office. I will go through our first three resolutions and then she'll pick it up from there. The first is the First Amendment, as the clerk said, to our Workforce Development Board Skills Boost Agreement. It does two things. It allows for $100,000 to be made for COVID-related safety improvements to the Ohio Means Job Center on 1111 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio, for the ability to transition as the unemployed residents of our county also seek in-person assistance. That's in partnership with the city of Columbus, who's also contributing $150,000 to follow CDC guidelines in person. It also does another thing. It allows for an additional, we allocated $250 per trainee as they go through the recently unemployed. Commissioners, you first passed this really maybe 5 days after the governor's orders in March. And this just allows an additional $250 for a $500 total stipend for training opportunities for our unemployed residents in Franklin County. So pending any questions, respectfully ask for your approval.
This is so great. It's so important that we get this money to people that really need it. If there are no other comments or questions, I'll move for approval 65920.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 659-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 660-20, resolution authorizing an economic development agreement with Columbus Fashion Initiative for fashion-related entrepreneurial support in response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the amount of $329,000.
Commissioners, the Columbus Fashion Alliance has been up and running now for about 18 months, and it's the first true organization in Central Ohio to be an economic development resource hub and incubator for the fashion industry. Many you guys know this, but many of our residents still are surprised when we say that Central Ohio and the city of Columbus is the third largest employer of fashion-related workforce in the country. Number one for apparel headquarters in the nation. But as we knew before COVID, it was facing major disruptions. And as we know with so many things in our community, COVID has only accelerated issues that were ongoing beforehand. And so this contract has two large outcomes. One, to support a mask-a-thon effort to be intentional about inclusion and equity for mask makers in Franklin County and PPE equipment so that African-American entrepreneurs can have an equitable and inclusive environment to make those products and sell those products. Second, it supports a build out of the Fashion Alliance's incubator space in the Columbus Idea Foundry at first, and then hopefully, as they continue to move, maybe their own space, but to be that hub and that safety valve as our fashion industry continues to evolve and be disrupted, to keep talent here and the economic development, entrepreneurship, and new startups and spinoffs here in Central Ohio rather than other places in the country and internationally. With that, I have Johannan Terrell of the Columbus Fashion Alliance, as well as Alex Bander of the Columbus Idea Foundry, who's a partner. But I'll just turn it over quickly. Johannan, if you could speak to the Mask-a-thon effort and just generally what the Fashion Alliance, and Alex, if you have anything to add, be happy to do that right now.
Sure. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, commissioners, for allowing us to join in on the call this morning. We're really, really excited about this moment. We started down this path a couple of years ago, really learning and trying to understand more about the opportunity for fashion in Columbus. And we quickly realized that Columbus has a great opportunity to move fashion forward globally. And yet the things we were trying to help out with, gas kind of got poured on that with COVID, right? And so we saw the disruption we were trying to help the industry avoid, accelerate. And so we find ourselves now in a space where the industry needs support more than ever. And it's with it being one of our top industries in Columbus and being one of the most disrupted industries in our city, in our county, we knew that we had to keep our mission strong and we had to, push forward. And thank you so much for this help, because this help allows us to create space for the discussions, for the learning, for the upskilling, for the innovation. And we know that out of challenges come opportunities. And so we wanted to create a space for others in the industry to create those opportunities. So thank you so much for this opportunity itself. Secondly, one of the things we did notice as we were helping provide masks to communities that need them was that minority vendors had a lot more barriers to get into that mask making process. And so as a part, one of the first things we're going to tackle is breaking down some of those barriers for minority vendors. So that's including supplies, staffing, fabric, and things as such, so that they have no barriers that allow them to get into the opportunity to create funds for themselves through making masks. So we're excited to engage multiple minority vendors here in the county to produce masks for us with no barriers. We provide all the supplies, all the fabrics. We even have skilled workers available to help them ramp up their production capabilities. And so over the next 2 months, you'll see some really cool, unique designs that will be produced by local fashion vendors here that will go out into communities in need. And, you know, since it is fashion, it's going to be done in style and it's going to be done to inspire people. So this is just the beginning. And again, thank you guys so much for helping the county be able to respond to an industry that is definitely going through some challenges. But we know with this type of effort, Columbus will be the best place, and Franklin County will be the best place to start or grow a fashion-based business. So, Alex, you want to add anything else?
Where will you be selling the masks once you get them produced?
Well, the masks will be distributed for free. And that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we were doing, is we wanted to make sure that these masks got distributed into the communities that need them the most.
But I'm sure with the fashionable masks you're making, you're going to have a market of people who will buy them, right?
Yes. So we're giving those vendors an opportunity to continue to make masks for purchase as well too. So there will be some opportunities for those vendors to continue to make masks and also sell them.
I want to buy one.
I'll save you a few of them, actually. How about that? I got you.
I'll buy them.
Great.
I would love to buy one.
Okay.
I just want mine to be
please.
fashionable with me. You know, it has to be blue. We know that. And so, you know, I mean, I just, you know, it's got to have that, you know, voice blue, and, you know, excited about it.
Voice blue is certainly better than black and gold.
This is so
Well,
it's a great opportunity for our residents, and fashion is so powerful in this community, and we have to get people involved in this fashion industry, which is so big in this community. Right. People don't know that we're third in fashion in this community, so thank you for bringing this out and really enhancing what we all know, but the rest of the community doesn't know, that fashion is so big. Thank you for doing that and helping our community grow in this area. It's jobs, it's work that matters in the community. It's putting people into those jobs and letting them express themselves in an area that really matters. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Thank you. Alex.
If there are no other questions, I'll move for approval of 6.
Was Alex, were you going to talk, Alex?
Thank you, sir. Just a few seconds, if I may, a little add-on to Johanna's comments. And a quick comment, Commissioner Brown, I know a sewer in New York City who makes masks in the shape of animals' faces to help kids wear them with a little more creativity. So would love to see some of that. Yeah, but if I may, I'd love to, can't share photos. We'll send some photos of the space that Johanna has put together at the Idea Foundry, which happens to be in the old Smart Columbus office at the Idea Foundry. So we're glad to keep the smart in that office. And not only does fashion help people learn workforce relevant skills and get your hands actually working, but it's a vector for technology also, with wearable technology, with 3D printing for accessories. So there's a lot that this is going to provide for the community, and couldn't be more proud to be part of it. So thank you, Johanna, for spearheading this, and thank you to the county for supporting it.
As we move for passion, I'll just say what I like about this is, when you think about a COVID-19 economic recovery, we've got to be really strategic about how we come out of this, valley in the economy. And small businesses are going to be, I mean, every economist has illustrated how small businesses will be the catalyst to our recovery. And when we can focus on areas that we traditionally and historically have not, and that are growth areas for Central Ohio, we're really onto something. We're getting ahead of the curve to ensure that we're doing the best we can to regrow our economy, stabilize it, and then to venture off into new areas that allow us to get back on that pathway as a progressive, growing, bustling region. And so, so I really think this this kind of thinking is, I think, cutting edge, and not pat the BOC on our back, but to have that sort of foresight to invest in that and in this kind of environment, I think shows our progressiveness as a county and where we're our trajectory to. So I think this is a really good investment, quite frankly, in our economy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the returns are long term. And second, she motioned, Dean, and I'm seconding that.
Thank you, commissioners. Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Great stuff.
Yes.
Great.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
And Commissioner O'Grady?
Absolutely, yes.
Resolution number 660-20 has been adopted. And Alex, if you get photos to Alex Barris, I'll happily share them with the commissioner's offices on your behalf.
Will do. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
And if I could just thank you, Alex Barris. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Director Shimmer. Thank you, Keena Wilson. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Thank you to all of the commissioners for helping us understand and be able to provide these opportunities for people. We really appreciate you all. Thank you.
Alex Barris, when's your last day?
Friday. This Friday.
It's been a pleasure.
All the best.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Congratulations, Alex.
Thanks. I got one more.
Very good.
Commissioners, you're not done with him yet. He has one more resolution. So
He got one more.
No, we want you out of here, Alex. Get out of here. Beat it. Yeah. Madison, you're up. Get Alex out of here.
I was removed.
Resolution number 661-20, resolution authorizing a career-oriented continuing education and placement training grant agreement with the National Center for Urban Solutions to support their commitment to provide workforce training and job placement services for Franklin County residents in the amount of $250,000.
Commissioners, last resolution for me, and hat tip to Administrator Wilson for really developing this and passing along to Director Shimmer and I in our office. It was really a pleasure to work with the National Center for Urban Solutions and Perry Gregory. But this contract intentionally and specifically uses the on-the-ground work of the National Center for Urban Solutions to do outreach and enrollment in the African-American community in Franklin County to enroll at least up to 50 trainees in cloud computing workforce training programs. We all know that some of these programs can have really life and career transitioning benefits, but it's getting into our community and really making people aware and getting them enrolled, which is what we're so excited to work with NCUS on. The training will be on Amazon Web Services, cloud computing certificates. Obviously, this is not just exclusive to Amazon. A lot of our tech-related businesses, including Cover My Meds and others that Perry will talk about, use this platform. And they already have 30 industry partners here in Franklin County ready to work with them. So with that, I will stop and let Perry Gregory of the National Center for Urban Solutions just briefly talk about the efforts. I think they're already ongoing in terms of getting this started. So Perry, please.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to come on this call today. But first, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Kenneth Wilson, Mr. Alex, and Director Shimmer for giving us this unique opportunity to help close the technology gap with African Americans here in Franklin County. As we all know, in Central Ohio is one of the top cities in America currently for technology careers. However, African Americans continue to be heavily underrepresented in the technology sector, representing only 3% of the local workforce. Fast forward into COVID-19, there's an urgent need to retool and reschool African Americans for fast-growing technology careers. But we are really excited about this opportunity for two reasons. First off, the National Center for Urban Solutions Tech, which is our technical arm of our business model, is one of 3 African-American providers in the country who has partnered with AWS Academy to offer certifications in cloud computing. And for 2, the next reason is this program gives us a unique opportunity to help close the wealth gap with African Americans here in Central Ohio, and to follow up what Mr. Bears talked about with a sound community engagement plan, with putting boots on the ground and going out engaging African Americans who traditionally don't participate in these types of programs. But furthermore, it also helps us provide individuals foundational to advanced learning skills in cloud computing, which is actually transitioning its model into many local businesses in Columbus and Franklin County alone. And 3, the most important reason, this program gives us a good opportunity for African Americans to build wealth by earning sustainable income to provide for themselves and their families. So we are really excited about this opportunity. Our efforts are currently underway and we are kicking off. So you should look to see all of your different marketings, and we've partnered with NBC4, and we're going to be doing lots of coverage and really showcasing this and really try to build the awareness in the community. But also on the call, I have Mr. Mike Cole, who's just going to give us a brief little further analysis of the program.
Thank you so much, Perry. And first and foremost, good morning, commissioners. Thank you so very much for this opportunity, and most especially, again, the staff who did a wonderful job in working with us to put this agreement, this contract together. NCUS Tech Institute is, as Perry just said, the technical arm, and we are the post-secondary education arm of the National Center for Urban Solutions. And our mission is to provide cutting-edge, customized certification training to assist individuals in obtaining employment and achieving economic self-sufficiency. So again, here we are just saying that in short, this is a wonderful opportunity to close that income gap for families. NCUS Tech will kick off its first cohort this coming Monday, October 5th, with our first 12 students. So I'm excited to say that when you gave, before this ball actually got rolling, we started rolling it to make sure, we kind of dreamed it and believed it, that we could make this happen for Columbus residents and Franklin County residents. Our next cohort will begin November 30th, and then we'll have a following cohort that starts sometime mid-January, and then again in the March seasons, early spring. But this is an opportunity to upskill or skill 50 individuals, and folks who are watching now, this is an opportunity to learn more about it. You can go to our website and apply online. This is a wonderful opportunity to learn a cloud computing platform that's widely used in the community by partners like tech systems who work with us to employ folks. This is a wonderful opportunity with Cover My Meds and so many of our other partners that will bring to the table to not only train and upskill folks, but provide them jobs and opportunities subsequently. So in close, I just want to again say thank you for this. And I respectfully ask for your support for this legislation today.
How would somebody get in touch with you to get into the program?
Wonderful question, Commissioner Brown. The way that they would get in touch with us would be by either calling 614-857-1811, or they can go to NCUS Tech and just actually Google NCUS Tech and find us right online and apply directly with us online. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. This organization has a wonderful reputation for great service to the community. I'm really thrilled that we're doing this, so thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I would just say, as my last thank yous to the entire Commissioner team and Mr. Wilson again, and Alex, we couldn't do this great work without the support from you guys. And so we really appreciate everything and you supporting our efforts to really help build a sustainable African-American communities here in Franklin County.
I'll say that to Michael Salvadore as well. Yes.
Michael was big on this one. Yeah.
Yes, he was.
This is great work, and I'm glad to know Sally got involved in this as well.
He put him through the ringer, Commissioner.
That's right. So you know the math is right.
Hey,
Administrator Wilson told us make this tight and sound proposal, and I said, Michael, go forth. And gosh, I appreciate Perry and Michael Cole's willingness to get that done. So thank you. And pending any questions, ask for your approval.
By the way, going forward, guys, Michael and Perry, going forward, his nickname is Sally. He's kind of like a mom guy. He's got a nickname. His nickname is Sally. No, this is great work, guys. I appreciate everything you guys did here. This is really good stuff. And Administrator Wilson, this is great stuff. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad, Alex, I'm glad you remembered that quote to walk away with and take that to your new position when you're working on these billion-dollar proposals. Make sure that they tight.
There's never been a number that I've suggested to the administrator that he hasn't immediately remembered and held me to. So that will be a lesson going forward, and I'll always stick to it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
We're gonna miss you, Alex. You finished strong here.
Yeah, you did.
With today's agreements, these agreements are legacy builders. They are putting words into action. When we talk about the Rise Together blueprint to reduce poverty and to create greater economic mobility, these are two perfect examples with the Columbus Fashion Academy, as well as with this agreement. We know that these type of things pay off.
Absolutely.
For the people in the community. And today's theme has been about breaking barriers and breaking historical inequalities down through public policy. So I want to credit, you worked on a number of projects, Alex, during your time here. So as administrator, I want to know that you was appreciated. And if you ever need anything from a professional reference standpoint, I won't have anything but the highest things to say of your work in Franklin County. And you one of those diehard Cleveland sports fans who could break down the Cavs post LeBron. And congratulations on being above 500 for the first time since 2014 with the Cleveland. Only if Baker can close like you do and have closed the day you've been.
Good thing they've only played 3 games this year.
The Steelers are 3-0 against 0-9 teams.
Hey, but it is what it is. Before you say something, Alex, I do want to say that I probably have the least amount of tenure here at the county to say this, but I've had enough of a tenure to interact with a wide array of staff and folks here at Franklin County. And I put you in the very top few of people who really have had an impact, who I can count on your information, your words, and your perspective and follow up in a way that really gives me the confidence when I'm voting on something. In fact, after you leave, I'm not sure with Jim Schimmer, I don't know, I'll feel the same about EDP. They're going to have to really work hard to regather that position. I mean, you always gave director the credibility that needs. I'm totally kidding, but I do want to say.
You're totally right, Commissioner. That's the truth of the matter.
We know. Look, just kidding.
But we'll have great support in DC.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We have to remember that.
Absolutely. So good luck to you. Thanks for your service.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate all the words. It's usually I just get beat up about the Browns, and so this is an awkward time to be complimented as a Browns fan. But with that, in all seriousness, in terms of breaking barriers and that kind of theme, just want to give a one last really warm thank you to Jim Schimmer, who a guy like myself back in 2012, 2013, millennial coming out of the recession and bouncing between, I don't want to say bouncing between jobs, but trying to get footing and stuff. My wife and I living in 2 different places and kind of living out of a duffel bag most of the time. The director really gave me roots and gave our family roots in Columbus. And so, giving me a chance was a really, just a tremendous opportunity for me. So I want to thank him on that. But with that being said, I'll turn it over to Madison Andrews. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
Did we vote on the resolution?
Oh, I'm not sure.
You did not, Commissioner.
We did not.
Did I make a motion?
You did not.
I will move for passage of 66120.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner. Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 661-20 has been
The
adopted.
details,
Before we move on to Madison, I want to let everybody know, just to make sure that we didn't let Alex go too far. I just included him in our weekly Browns text chain so that he's still a part of the group. Even once he goes to Washington, we'll still be able to keep. Yeah, Commissioner, you're not part of the chain. Don't worry. We kept him as a part of the Browns text chain so that every
Thank you for not making me part of that chain.
Yeah, don't worry. So whether it's a victory week or a factory of sadness week, we're going to be able to stay in touch with Alex Barris as he heads off to
a Browns support group.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it is what it is, and you're not included. Okay, move on, please.
Thank you.
Madison.
Good
morning.
Sorry, Madison.
You're fine.
Resolution number 662-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Karen S. Jones at 6865 Manor Crest Lane, Canal, Winchester, Ohio 43110.
This property owner took out a housing loan for $6,000 with our housing program. They've met all program requirements and all of the taxes are current. So we respectfully ask that you sign this release of mortgage document.
I'll move for approval of 66220.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 662-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 663-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Carrie A. Kelly at 2649 Chester Road, Blendon Township, Franklin County, Ohio 43231.
This property owner took out a mortgage for $2,415 with Franklin County. She's met all the program requirements and all the taxes are current on the property. So we respectfully ask that you sign this discharge of mortgage instrument.
I'll move for passage of 66320.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 663-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 664-20, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Viola M. Filecki at 3738 Elburn Avenue, Whitehall, Ohio 43213.
This property owner received a loan for $15,000 from Franklin County. She's met all the program requirements and all the taxes are current on the property. So we respectfully ask that you sign discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 66420.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 664-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 665-20, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Mary Landis at 4037 Artibus Avenue, Grove City, Ohio 43123.
This property owner received a housing loan of $6,250 from Franklin County with our housing program. She's met all the program requirements and all the taxes are current on the property, so we ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument.
Move for passage of 665-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 665-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 666-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Robert J. Wilkins at 2338 Salem Avenue, Grove City, Ohio, 43123.
This property owner received a housing loan of $4,615 from Franklin County. They've met all the program requirements and the taxes on the property are current. So we respectfully ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage agreement.
Move for passage of 666-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 666-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 667-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Mary Lou Johnson at 165 West Borland Street, Pickerington, Ohio, 43147, 1 of 2.
This property owner received a housing loan of $8,090. They've met all the program requirements and all the taxes are current on their property. So we respectfully ask you sign a discharge of mortgage instrument.
I'll move for passage of 667-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 667-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 668-20. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Mary at 165 West Borland Street, Pickerington, Ohio, 43147, 2 of 2.
This property owner received an additional loan of $15,000. Again, they've met all of the program requirements and all the taxes are current. So we respectfully ask that you sign the discharge of mortgage instrument.
I'll move for passage of 668-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 668-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madison. So while we had a lot of fun when Alex was on and then this seemed to be trivial and a little bit mundane, that stuff should be celebrated as well because, you know, we do this a lot and it seems very rote that we go through it very quickly, but all of those folks just had their mortgages discharged and that's a celebratory thing. And that's really great stuff that all of those folks just had the ability to have, whether it was work done to their home or whatever it was that they had done, and we lent them the money to do that. They paid off that loan, and that's always a celebratory thing. So anytime somebody gets to discharge a mortgage and pay a loan is a great thing. So congratulations to all those folks, and we should say that more often. We used to. I know.
We did.
When we started doing this and I first started learning about all this, we used to celebrate that every single time, and now we do it so much that we forget to celebrate that for those folks. But that's great stuff, and I'm always very happy when we do that, and I just always forget to celebrate that for those people. But that's a great thing that they get to pay off their loans. So
it's a big deal for them. It really is.
Jim, that's a great program that your department provides. And even though sometimes they're just small loans and it takes people a while to pay them off, it's great work that you guys do. Great that they get to do improvements to their department and Madison. It's all great stuff. And so thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Job and Family Services.
Resolution. Good morning.
Sorry.
Resolution number 669-20. Resolution authorizing an innovation agreement with Arbor E&T LLC doing business as Ncus Workforce Solutions and approving a contract amendment for work activity services and management in the amount of $1,200,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Since 2012, we have contracted with Arbor ENT for the coordination of OWF customer work activities, working with subcontract partners such as Jewish Family Services, Goodwill Columbus, and the National Center for Urban Solutions. They have also conducted analysis and reporting on customer participation and demographic data, as well as employment placement and retention services. Under the amended contract, Ncus, formerly ResCare, and its subcontracted partners will continue to serve an estimated 500 plus work required OWF customers per month. The contract will run through March of next year and coincides with a new release for proposals for these work activity services in January of 2021. The resolution also recognizes a name change that Arbor ENT notified us of this summer. They are no longer doing business as ResCare and instead as Ncus Workforce Solutions. This resolution also supports goal number 4, the Rise Together Blueprint, to improve and increase the delivery of supportive services for individuals to access employment. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move for passage of 66920.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 669-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 670-20. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the St. Vincent Family Center to support transportation services for Medicaid-eligible youth participating in day treatment programs in the amount of $300,000.
Commissioner, St. Vincent's Day Treatment Program provides mental health counseling and services for 6 to 9 months to ensure children are prepared to return to school ready to learn. However, recent changes in behavioral health redesign have reduced capacity to privately underwrite travel expenses, creating an equity issue for vulnerable children and families with behavioral health needs. Under this agreement, St. Vincent's will continue to serve approximately 100 to 150 children ages 3 to 12 in their day treatment program, utilizing pass-through funds from the Ohio Department of Medicaid to our agency to support non-emergency medical transportation services. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move for passage of 67020.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 670-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, and everyone enjoy their Tuesday.
Thank you.
Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 671-20. Resolution authorizing a sub-grant award and contract to the Community Shelter Board for strategic planning related to the Youth Homelessness Demonstration Project to the fiscal year 2017 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $10,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. As the title suggests, this is an award to the Community Shelter Board to help with their youth homelessness program that has been going on for a year and a half or so. This is funding out of our 2017 Justice Assistance Grant, which expires tomorrow. And so in typical Melissa Pearson fashion, we are passing this and we are spending every penny of that 2017 grant. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
This is great. Thank you, Michael. I'll move for approval of 671-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 671-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. The Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 672-20. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,132,843.63.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Balanier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 91 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. This week, 15 out of 19 eligible POs totaling $183,320.56 are being presented for award to 11 women business enterprises, 3 minority business enterprises, and 1 small and emerging business enterprise. This represents 79% of the eligible PO volume and 97% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 67220.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady? You're on mute, sir.
Yes, sorry.
Resolution number 672-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
To the Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 673-20. Resolution reappointing Sally W. Bloomfield, Rhett C. Reichert, and Jerry Lombard to the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. All 3 of these board appointees are members in good standing and desire to be reappointed. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 67320.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 673-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 674-20. Resolution appointing Jacqueline R. Lewis to the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority.
Commissioners, a vacancy opened up on the CFA board as a result of Barb Nicholson, a longtime board appointment, her retirement. So pending any questions, would recommend approval of this new appointment.
I'll move approval of 67420.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 674-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right. Clerk Hindenlang, are there any journalizations today?
One, Commissioner, from the Economic Development and Planning Department. Case number ANX-23-20, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-23-20 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on September 15th, 2020. The petition is requesting to annex 0.72 acres, more or less, from Truro Township to the city of Reynoldsburg. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on October 20th, 2020, site 1750 South Lancaster Avenue, PID number 263-000721.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. And then we have another Board of Commissioners resolution. Clerk, if you could read that into the record.
Resolution number 675-20. Resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering details relative to security arrangements and emergency response protocols.
I move to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering details relative to security arrangements and emergency response.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 675-20 has been adopted, and we are now in executive session. And Commissioner, if I may?
Yes.
For those of you taking part in executive session, please stay in the room. For those of you that will be leaving, you're more than welcome to sign off. And for those of you that would like to stay on session with us to watch the commissioners come out of executive session, all you need to do is stay in the room. And when they come out of executive session, they'll come back into this main Zoom meeting room. Otherwise, if everyone could just give me a few moments, we will move to executive session.
Dean, before we do that, should we ask Earl if he has any questions for us as it relates to the general session?
Of course, Commissioner.
Earl, did you have any questions that you needed to ask as it related to the general session?
I was actually going to ask about the executive session. Like, should I come out and then come back in? But you all got different rooms, I guess, you're going to go into.
Yeah, Dean will do that for you.
Okay. So
Earl, the commissioners will meet privately, and then when they're finished, they will come out of executive session where you'll have an opportunity to speak with them. Yes, sir.
okay, got you.
Mhm.
Anything else, Commissioner?
I don't think this executive session is going to last forever. I mean, it'll be. I mean, don't get me
Famous
wrong.
last
It
words.
could. Yeah, famous last words. That's right. It could, but it shouldn't. So.
Can we take a brief break, like a couple minutes?
Sure.